Started my apprenticeship down there. I went through it really quick. Went through it quick, and then I started to go rank. More members for 10 years, but that's so this is immediately like you have to you have no understanding. Our goal is to create a foundation for and not they don't have the vision, and without the vision, there's not going to be any good results. So my vision is to keep you here, is to help our seniors, is to get back that money that is in the LSA and put it back to where it was originally meant for. They sold us a bill of goods on that it was going to the seniors to help them with property tax. How many seniors do you got here? Did your property tax go down from the mosquito money? No, not one even. Joe, you're a senior citizen, right? But we're going to laugh and joke a little bit because this is it's so horrible what's happened to our area here. We are the richest section in the whole state with natural resources, but we are almost the poorest. Greene County is the 8th poorest. Washington County is the 22nd poorest. Why is that? We have the most resources. We are the Saudi Arabia of this state. And it's just not getting done right. So I met with Range Resources. I talked to them. I'm like, why is it not happening? So I said, Trump said, drill, baby, drill. I'm on for it. I want for progress. So when we were drilling, baby, drilling, the problem is the transmission lines can only hold so much pressure. They need more transmission lines. The problem is it's held up with all the regulations. So you're not getting any transmission lines. So you're not drill, baby, drilling. So here we are. It's not like 2012, 13, 14, 15, and 16 when everything was just crazy. It was really, really moving. So we need to get back to that. And I'm really going to fight to cut some of these regulations that are holding things up. I mean, I've had regulations in my business where I got fined for 5 cattails $38,000 for building a building. And then I had to put a $100,000 underground tank system in for, it was $125,000 plus legal fees plus engineering. And I still can't build on the property. So why is that? Washington County, I have a big developer. He's ready to come in. $1 billion developer. I said, Dave, why don't you come in? I said, we can make this work. He's like, Mary, no way. I'm not coming in there with her in office ever again. I'm like, why? They made him pay $1 million for a earthquake study in Washington. That's the kind of stuff. That's the kind of bullshit we're putting up with here. And I'm sick of it. Who knows? Who knows? The whole area needs audited. It needs an outside auditing agency to come in here and just check everything out because there is no checks and balances. There's no oversight. I mean, they tell you things, and then when you try to get documents on it, there is no documents. So we need to hold these people accountable. They won't take to that, then we vote them out. We have the power. That's the thing. I really didn't want to do this, but when I got into it, and I'm like, these people are so crooked and so corrupt. They're so deep in the swamp. I have no choice. I have little kids. I have, elderly parents and mother-in-law and father-in-law, and I want to keep everybody here. We're losing 84,000 residents a year. Think about that, 84,000. That number would even be higher, but we have 200,000 illegal immigrants here. Guess what that number is? $2.4 billion that's coming out of social services to accommodate those illegals. That's our money. That's our money. And it's very easy to figure out. With health and welfare, with schooling, they get cards, they get phones, they get, you name it, they get it all. So that is a bad thing. I really wish, I supported her back in the day. I did not support her on the last day. It's just like, this is why we need term limits. It just seems like people get corrupted as they go down the road. I don't need to be corrupted. I have a good life. I could just walk away tomorrow and torture my wife and retire. Retire, but I just I really feel the need to do this for the people. I always care about people. If anybody knows me, I've always helped people. I'm just going to say, I want to thank every one of you for coming here. This is a hell of a crowd. I really appreciate you all coming, and we'll get into some question and answer here in a little bit, but I just want to tell you a little bit more about the journey that I want to go on. I do not like the woke agenda. My opponent, she voted to confirm Rachel Levine, Rick. So she's supposed to stand up for women's rights. And all of a sudden, why are you voting to confirm a guy that thinks he's a woman? That's crazy. It's craziness. So that's one strike where she says she's with Trump and she's following the Trump agenda. That's one strike against you there. Second strike is, does everybody know what Act 77 is? Does everybody know what the Save America Act is? It's about the same thing, right? ID, voters, the ballots and stuff. She voted for Act 77. She really pushed that. So again, she went against President Trump with the Save America Act, something he's really, really passionate about, that we need for honesty. It's mind-boggling. You could go down the line and down the line. I just think that she hasn't evolved with what's going on around us here in this area. And I think she's been in too long. And you guys can have my word. He's got it on TV right now. I'm going to do one. If I got five things. If I can get 3 of the 5 done in my first year, I'll stay the second year to finish it out. Or year, term. 2 terms. That's it. Nobody should be in there longer than 8 years. They should be 16 years, 20 years. I mean, look at these people with into Congress, and it's nuts. There's no way they should be in there that long. So that is my word. My word is my bond. I never go back on my word. Like I said, it's horrible. We get into gas tax. Why is our gas tax now? I think we just passed California yesterday with our gas tax. Why is that? Something to be proud of, right? So this is how you know it's bad. I said, why is the gas tax so high? She says, because we don't have any refineries. Wait a minute. There's 3 refineries in the state of Pennsylvania that produce 280,000 barrels a day, but we don't have any refineries. There's a 4th refinery right across the river in West Virginia. West Virginia has 1 refinery, and their gas is $1 lower than ours. So these people, again, we're going to keep going back to this, the narrative. They don't know what they're doing. They don't know business. They don't know how to do strategic planning or infrastructure at all. So, and it's hurting us all. It really is. And if you want to build a family here, we got to get this fixed. We got to vote these people out. So, I'd like to talk a little bit more too about some of the stuff that is out there about me. Now, everybody that knows me knows it's all bullshit. That's just the basic. It's the nature of the beast, I guess, in politics. I define mudslinging as something that isn't true. If something is true and I put it out there, that's not mudslinging. If something's true about me, that's not mudslinging. It's something I did or something that's part of what it is. So the taxes, never raised taxes, never did. This casino stuff that they're saying I'm funded by, she's funded by, not me. She sits on the board. I've been to a casino one time, and that was for her for dinner to try to get funds for our area, and she shut me down. And I just got an $1,830 bill that night because her bill drank tons of wine. Imagine that. So it's crazy how they try to flip the script. And who does that? The Democrats do that. That's who does it. Not the conservatives. And then if you've got a problem with me, we'll go. Let's talk it out. She just doesn't do that. So they're saying that, and then we're going to get into about my home. I moved into, we had a young daughter and she wanted to go to another school. So the school she wanted to go to was in Washington County. That was in August. We missed a date to enter her into that school. Well, I had already got with the realtor about leasing a home in Canonsburg. That's where I wanted to be. Some of it was political. It was like the perfect time for everything. So I go down there. I did everything by the law: driver's license, bills, the whole 9 yards, lease, insurance.
You had to show ID.
Well, that's back 77, right? So I go down there, I find this house, it's perfect, it's right on West Bank Street. Fell in love with the place. I love it there. I'm like telling my wife, we're moving here permanently. That is our place forever. I've been there 9 months. I stay there all the time. I love it there. I could walk across the street. I gained 30 pounds from all the cooking and candy stuff. I do. It's just a whole different, it's a whole different atmosphere than where I come from. So we're looking right now, we have a realtor and we're looking around in the Washington area down there. But regardless, they sued me twice. Once in the Superior Court and they lost. They sued me again in the Supreme Court and they lost. So they're like, okay, what do we got to do to get this guy off the ballot? So they put this kangaroo court together, the commissioners and whoever the election person is, sent me this letter. I knew it was a joke because it didn't come certified to me. And it didn't say, please get this to your lawyers, as they usually do, but it was a hearing. And I said, I am wrong. I sent a lawyer. He didn't even introduce himself or announce himself because he said it was so stupid. So we called the Secretary of State and we said, we are suing the state of Pennsylvania for this illegal activity to try to remove me from the ballot. And the Secretary of State called them and said, you can't do this. It's illegal. So they held an illegal meeting to try to throw me off the ballot. That was the third time. 3 times. And it's not done yet. They're going to keep doing stuff. So my question to you all is, why do you want me off the ballot so bad?
Because they can't win.
They can't win. They can't win. Her poll numbers, her favorability numbers are in the 20s, low 20s. One poll has me, even with her, one poll has me up 5 points. We are going to win, make no mistake about it, because we're just getting started. People deserve better. They deserve honesty. We need to get rid of this corruption that's in there. I'm so sick of the corruption, people threatening people to endorse people. That's bullshit. That's not how it's supposed to work. It's not. And these people are going to be held accountable. Make no mistake about it. So they follow us around, they video us. I got big shoulders. I've been in construction 41 years. I've been in business for I don't know how long. I've been negotiating, debating, you name it. I've been through it all. It doesn't bother me. If they got to put something on you guys, put it on me. I don't care. Just call me. Hey, this is happening, that's happening. I don't care. It doesn't bother me. I just don't have that emotion. Does not bother me. Now they followed my wife around they followed my wife from Greene County, cleaned to my house in West Lake Street, Canonsburg. Came right up to the porch right after. These people are sick. And this is why I tell you, I'm going to expose them. They're in trouble. They're in trouble with me. They've never ever encountered anybody like me. I won't stop. My wife says I have ADHD or some stuff. But I love people. I love people. I just, I have a real connection. I knock on so many doors. I've had such a great, overwhelming, humbling response from everybody that I've talked to. I knocked on, Brian and I, we knocked on 100 doors the other day, and it was in a retirement community. My biggest problem is, out of the 100, there was only 4 that were supporting her. And they were pretty nasty people, so I guess they all go hand in hand. But the rest of them come inside. I talk to them, and then I'm like, yeah, I gotta go. I can't spend 40 minutes at 100 doors, you know what I mean? And that's how it is. But I go in, so I give everybody my cell phone. Call me. I get up early, I don't go to bed till late and all that stuff. And I like talking to people. Because that's what it's about. It's about you guys. I mean, like I said, I was fortunate. I've been blessed in business. I can just walk away, but I see too much struggling. I see my mom living with my sister and my mother-in-law and father-in-law. I'm afraid for them. I don't know where they're going to end up or what's going to happen with them, if they're going to be moving in with us. You don't know. I mean, that's our job is children to take care of our parents, right? You know? So that's my biggest deal for wanting to do this, to help take my business skills and help everybody at least be able to live here financially. Cost of living is up. Our cost of living is through the roof. We used to do, in Greene County alone, we used to do 20 years ago, 144 building permits a year. Think about that. That's good, right? That's a good economy, 144. It's 23 now. And of the 23, it's because they added in sheds. They tax you for everything. They tax for, I think, Mr. Hillbilly John was with me not that long ago, and I gave him the list that we're being taxed for. It's 30 to 40 items. You're taxed on everything you do. It's not right. It's because they don't know how to spend money right. They're not fiscally responsible or fiscally sound. So your paychecks are going down because your taxes are going up because they just look for new revenue streams to beat you up. So I do have a plan to get businesses in here. They're just waiting to see what happens with the election and reduce and get rid of some of these regulations. It just like your payroll burden, we have a lot of business people in here. Our payroll burden tax here is 6 to 8% higher in West Virginia. So if you have a $3 million payroll, it's a lot of money, right? You're going to go to West Virginia and start your company. You're not going to start here. Plus your gas is $1 cheaper if you have free. So we need to get in line with the other states around us. It's just not going to be, we just can't do it. We can't. We need to turn red. I got asked this the other night, actually 2 nights in a row, we did 2 town halls. It was about a 4th party. They said we needed a 3rd. I said, you already have a 3rd. I said, we need a 4th party. A really true conservative party where your candidates are picked on merit, on about what they can do, their vision, their plan, about action, results, not on my name's Cameron Barbalone Weiss. You know, that just doesn't fly with me. Her record is horrible. Predominantly voting with the Democratic side. And you can look all this up. Everybody can go on state GOV sites. You can go anywhere and fact check me all you want. That's all I do is research. And it's a lot of it too. It's just a shame. It comes to this where we have to fight. And you know, my kids see this stuff too on TV, the puppet, whatever that is. I was on a radio show this morning with some guy named Marty, KDKA. He was a real asshole. And he was Cameron's friend. So he started like beating me up right out of the gate. And it was just like, whoa. And I said, are you a liberal? You know, and obviously he is. So he was really defending her. And it's indefensible with what she's done here. I mean, you got missing money. You got money going to places that nothing ever gets done. There's no checks and balances. I write grants. I know how it goes. I know the AIAs and how everything's supposed to be tracked. I really want to investigate this stuff and see how our money is really getting wasted. So, but anyways, I will take some questions because I like questions. And Joe, his nickname's Tattoo. He's so cool. So just so you know, I really want to thank Danny White again. This would not be possible without him. He has been a super supporter and he is all in for the cause. And right now you have to take a side. I mean, we're at judgment day here. We really have to take a side. And you are live on a whole bunch of medias right now. So.
Just don't spit it.
Okay. You mentioned you have 5 points.
What's your name?
Bonnie Lindley from Scenery. You mentioned that you had 5 points that you wanted to take care of.
Yes.
Right. And you hope to do 3 of them. Could you just outline those 5 points for me?
First one is balance the budget. Cut the waste, cut the spending. Cut the red tape. The second is to be more business friendly. Again, red tape, getting rid of some of these regulations and restrictions that hinder these business from being productive and profitable. If your businesses aren't growing, your population's not growing. That goes hand in hand. So we need to take care of our businesses, and we're not. No matter what anybody tells you, we're losing businesses. And the other one is the 3 of the 5. And this one I'm really, really proud of this because I went through this. There wasn't a first. You have 67% of your students graduating high school. They have really nowhere to go. They go straight into the workforce. You have 20-some% that go to college. So there's a couple percent that get left behind in the system. But the school system is set up to facilitate those people that are going to college, not the 67%, not that majority. And that's why I'm so passionate about that, because it was more there for me in 1985 than it is now for these children. So I really want that apprenticeship program to work. I met with a lady from DC. She used to be President Bush's press secretary. She's on the Trades Council for America right now. She was so amazed at that program with such common sense. She wants to take it nationwide. And that's amazing to me. This is something so common sense. So that is my third one. And that one, man, if I could get that, that's going to be a game changer for the youth here and our tax base. So, but there's a lot more to corruption. Corruption is a big one. Corruption is why a lot of reasons why your taxes are high. Wasteful spending, the corruption, the go along to get along, as my opponent says. I don't do that. You know, they called me a puppet, and I got into a fight with the guy on Kate Gates. I said, buddy, you don't even know me. I'm nobody's freaking puppet. I might have cussed, I don't know. And you can ask John, I do cuss. I'm a construction worker. I tend to be in business. That's what we do. I've been bent over finishing concrete for a long time. But there's a lot more. I do want to work with education. There is a disconnect. Everybody blames our teachers. It's not our teachers. Our teachers, we have good teachers. I've seen them all. I went to Charleroi, I went to McGuffey, I went to obviously Carnival State G. You name it, I was all over the place. It's not the teachers, it's the system. The system is hindering them from being productive, which in turn, what do you get? Bad grades. Everybody's slipping out. It's been over the last 12 years, and I have a graph that you can see the grading cycle. It just went straight down. It's not even parabolic. It's just a straight decline. So that is really a big thing. And that's close to my heart because I was on that school board and I see what happens. And I see the funding, how they make you use it for this. We really need it over here. So that whole thing needs reform. It needs restructured. And I say this all the time. Every president has something bad. Okay. You had President Bush with the No Child Left Behind. I think that was a bad deal. I really do. It changed everything. Now it's bad. No child's ever left behind. It's just how the system is set up. You had, well, Obama. This would really hurt businesses. I had almost 60 employees on my construction side. I used to pay for all their health and welfare. It was about $183,000. That's a good deal, right? It really was. They had good insurance. When Obamacare kicked in, it went to $750,000. So what do? I'm like, hey, guys, I can't. So you know what some did? They went and got on state-funded healthcare. They're like, hey, they can get better healthcare with them. They couldn't. So we're facilitating the social service system to keep people out of work. And that shit's gotta change. I really believe so. So that's just a few of them, that I'm passionate about. The main thing is we gotta get our businesses here or we're gonna be in trouble. We really are. So, any more?
We got one back here.
So
I'm a singer.
Yeah.
Project.
this is not a question,
Go
it's
ahead.
just a statement, and I'm very polite.
Yes, I remember you.
You remember me, I look like your sister.
Yes.
So, you know, here we are, another election time.
Yes.
And, over and over, we're dealing with corruption. It's just nonstop. It's just everywhere. It's everything. It's just no matter what we do. So, you know, my husband does research and he supports you 150%. And even like, look what they did to President Trump. So, I mean, if they can do that to a president of the United States, they can do anything to anybody at any time. So people need to wake up around here and get more involved, which we're trying to do. But I get mad at him sometimes because he's always running. I'm putting up signs. I gotta go here. I gotta put up signs. But the bottom line is, I believe strongly in my faith.
Right.
And I believe God is in control.
Sure.
And I think this time God will prevail, which he always does. So I just wanted to say, God bless you for doing this. God bless you, because we need somebody that is honest, somebody that's going to do the right thing and want to change things for the best.
Thank you.
And I'm just saying, we are dealing with total corruption everywhere you turn. So I just wanted to give you a thank you for doing what you're doing, and everyone else that's involved as much as they can, because I like sit on the backside, but I'm just saying, I pray for you guys, and I just hope that this turns out in your favor, because I believe it will.
Well,
So
thank you.
God bless you, and everybody supporting you. You're gonna have, I think this is gonna be a wonderful turnout.
I do.
And it's time for a change.
Amen.
Thank you.
Well, I know everybody says me, you know, it's not me. It's about you. It's us. It's we. You know, I always try to correct people when they expressions. They always say, I appreciate you doing that. It's not me, it's us. It's all of us. I can't do this alone. I need everybody in this room and their friends and their friends' friends. So, I mean, if we're like Democrats, you can probably go to the graveyard and get some people to vote for there too. But we won't do that. So I really do appreciate that, and it is a tough road, and it's a scary road. I had to get a bulletproof vest. There's been some indirect threats against me. I always have the driver. We always carry weapons everywhere I go. It's just not. I had to get a new security system in my house. We had people going around there. I had roving patrols from the state police and the township police. So these people are so evil. They have so much to lose. They have everything to lose. Me, if I lose, I go right back to my businesses. If they lose, where do they go? No. They want to fight with everything they've got. And then some. So, some more questions. I do want to talk about abortion too, and most people are like, oh, don't bring up abortion. So we have the young Republicans down in Washington at Jefferson College. They're really good kids, man, and they're super smart. We are in good hands with the youth that we have as far as Republicans. These kids, man, are very conservative. So they had my opponent in, they had me in first, then they had my opponent in. They asked her, where do you stand in this document? Where do you stand on abortion? She says, pro-life. Okay. So they were getting ready to go to the next question. She said, but up to 22 weeks, I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? A child can live outside of the body breathing. That's bizarre. It's about 5 months. That is disgusting. Now, my cousin is a priest out in Oklahoma, Mikey Boydwalker. He's an excellent priest. He goes and shuts those places down all the time. He is great. They try to arrest him. It doesn't work. But that's the kind of moral compass this person has. But think about that. It's not about just her financial side and that she married Bill Louise, the criminal lobbyist. I mean, it's about all this other stuff too. So, but anyways.
Hi, my name is Mandy, and you touched upon the derogatory campaign ads on television. And it associates you with casino money. I don't really care so much about casino money, but that ad also stated about these like little poker machines everywhere. And I'm assuming, I believe it also had to do with online gaming. Okay, but well, let's go to like these little poker machines. So
They're skill.
yeah,
Yeah.
you can call them anything you want.
Do you ever play one? Because I never have.
They're machines that take a lot of people's money.
Right.
So you're saying you have nothing to do with money from that either.
So whoever, my main contributor is called Citizens Alliance for Pennsylvania. They are a national organization. They are really good. They're a conservative organization. And you have to go through 10 hours of interview seminar, just to even be considered. Then you go through another interview with 6 guys on a Teams call for 2 hours, just to be the next level to be considered before they will even support you in any way. They are very, very strict. They actually supported my opponent when she first ran. That's how she got elected, through Citizens Alliance of Pennsylvania. So whatever money they're getting in, I don't know where that money comes from, okay? My money that I get in goes to, we have a committee, and I'm not involved with the committee because I'm not allowed to be by law. So the money will come in and we get checks, donors. It'll go to Rita, and then Rita will take it to the treasurer or the secretary of that committee, the Buchtan for PA committee. So that's what and then they'll put out the report, which I'm not involved with that either. I do my personal report, which I hope everybody goes and looks at it of what I put in and what I spend. I have to do my own because I'm not affiliated really with that committee. So, but as far as that, I can't tell you who's donating to who. You know what I mean? But here's the thing about that. Do we need the casinos and need the gaming and all this stuff? Yeah. I mean, we voted for it, but we voted for it for a reason. To lower our taxes.
Yeah.
And it hasn't happened.
Like I said, I don't really have a problem so much with the casinos.
Right.
And I know that some of these smaller businesses, they actually depend on those poker machines. However, I think that gambling is an extremely, obviously it's a real problem in today's society.
It is a problem.
One that affects me personally, I have a mother that will lose her house if I let her. And I think a lot of people are being sucked in. You go to a casino, all you see is senior citizen,
Right.
everything they have. So when I saw that ad depicting him in that light, I got to tell you, I'm like, he's all about that. I won't vote for him because it's something that's important to me.
It's important.
I don't like commercials on TV. You're not allowed to have commercials for cigarettes on TV. So you shouldn't be having this FanDuel and casino this, casino that on TV either. And I just don't think I would be inclined to support someone who gets money from them. Because I feel if I give you money, I am giving you money because I think you're going to do good for the majority of us.
Right.
If the casino gives you money, they want something else from you. So I wouldn't have a problem with that. So,
And I appreciate that question, I really do. I got asked that this morning. Think about it is, whoever donates money to me, I'm not above it. I don't care. You have to really know me, and hopefully as we go along these next 3 weeks, you're really gonna know what I'm about, what my personality is about, how I am inside. I will not bow down and be beholden to anybody. I don't care. My job is to protect you guys and my you guys. I don't give two shits about any of that other stuff. So, but it is a problem. I don't know enough about it because I've never done it. I've never gambled. You know what I mean? I don't know even how to get on the online, whatever you said it was. I don't do that stuff. I work too hard for my money, as most of you guys do too. So,
starts.
yeah,
It's an addiction like anything else. I mean, it's like alcoholism, it's like drug abuse,
right.
and it devastates families the same way. That, you know, so it's an addiction that's important to me.
Yeah.
And it would make or break, my decision and how I know.
Right.
What he was just saying, that I hope you guys get to know him here the next few weeks. I've known him my whole life. We were on the same little league team. And that's how I've known him. His dad was our coach. That man would give me the shirt off his back. If I said, Butch, I need $5,000, he'd give it to me. No questions asked. He has donated his time, his equipment, his money to the schools, to the fire departments, to the churches, to you name it. Anybody that needed a hand or help or a piece of equipment, he donated for nothing. What do you need? Take what you need. We'll get it to you. We'll fix it. We'll build it. We'll do whatever. I've seen it my whole life with this guy. That's the kind of guy he is. He does for his friends, his family, and he's going to do for all of us. Be sure of that.
Thank you, Joe. I appreciate it. Even about to tell you that my dad yelled at him in Little League because he was in the outfield. Joe was the 2 inning guy.
My first year, they have to put you in 2 minutes. I'm left-handed. My hat's down over my ears like it's, you know, my gloves 8 times the size of my hand. I'm out there right field, little guy, hat down. His dad, they made the movie. Everybody see the movie Bad News Bears, the original. Yeah. With Walter Mann. I guarantee they wrote that script with his dad in mind. Because I'm telling you, he was Buttermaker. Exactly. So I'm out there and a left-handed batter comes up and hits a fly ball to me. And I didn't have to move. I didn't even get right to him. I put my glove up. I'm like this here. And from out of the dugout comes dash that damn ball out of here. And it goes. He's throwing beer cans. I didn't want to go to dugout. That was my first year of Little League. His dad. Who else has a question? Nothing more, Joe.
More questions, please.
Yeah, some more questions.
Right here, Joe.
And he's got some in the back.
One back there too.
We'll get you there.
My name is Julie Moore, so I live in Waynesburg.
Okay.
I'm really, involved in watching about the Ivory War.
Yes.
And I've learned a lot watching, TCTV, I'll plug in. The Islamic regime is trying to overtake all the countries, not the world. And I wanted to get your opinion and what, I don't know what's going on in the states, you know, about that in Pennsylvania, for Sharia law. Some of the states are, making it illegal and trying
It's kind of hard to know what to do about all this, but I just wondered about your opinion.
Well, my opinion on it is obviously they want to wipe out Christianity. There's no doubt about it. I don't care what anybody says if I say that. That's true. President Trump being over there trying to make a difference. These people are terrorists, and there's no other way around it. To get rid of the nuclear, that is a big deal. They cannot have nuclear weapons, and now they're holding the straight hostage, and with these little gunboats that they have and different things. One thing I will say, we need to just go in. We need to let money. Be done with it, open up the Strait of Hormuz, get it done, get the oil flowing again. I think oil is up today, 108 a barrel. The crazy part is the 108 a barrel, that's what it was when Biden's in office. And there was nothing going on there, so that's insane. But I really strongly believe coming into our state, I mean, you have so many mixed bags of people. My grandparents came over, they did it legally. You're taking me into Charlotte right now, okay? So we have the Haitians in Charlotte. My opponent says now, after she condemned President Trump, that's the fourth thing when I was doing the four things that she went against Trump. That was the fourth thing. She called him liar and said, no, they're doctors, lawyers, and all this other bullshit. And they weren't. So we know that for a fact. I spent so much time in Charlotte, walked those streets, door to door, knocking everything. It's bad. It's bad. But the thing about it is, they come here if they're on a visa and they're not working. They're collecting social services from us, our taxes. The state, she didn't understand. She said it's a federal thing. It's God, it's the president. There again, when I got it, the president. It's not a federal thing, all. It's a state thing because the state is the one that's funding them. It's our money, giving them the cars and don't even get me started on the driver's license things. And she sits on the DOT, the Department of Transportation. They all got driver's license. Figured out how. They go to Ohio and get insurance. They can't even read road signs. So they need to start doing tests on them. They can't pass the driver's test, they need to go. If they're not working 6 months, go back 6 months of payroll, see if they have a pay stub. If they're working 6 months and they have the visa and they're not committing crime, okay, they're contributing to society. Other than that, you gotta go. That's it. And as far as the Sharia law and all that stuff, it is the Quran, as weird as it is, that is their job, to infiltrate us, to make us assimilate to them, not them assimilate to us. And this bullshit's not gonna happen with me. I don't care if it is a federal issue. You'll see my ass down in DC again, lobbying for it. Somebody come up here and get these people out. It's not gonna happen.
Could you talk about, social security money being used? How can you get that? I mean, some taking a little bit long, but there's still so much money going. I worked hard and I worked to get it, make more money getting welfare than I do on such, disability.
So you guys all know, Franklin Scales, they came down and did the interview with Cameron where she went soup salad and all that stuff on him. So we had him come in. He's very good at what he does. He will find out things. So getting into our social security, our social services, they shouldn't be getting it at all because they haven't contributed to it. I got a mom, I got a mother-in-law and father-in-law in their 80s, and they're getting peanuts to where they can't even live. But these people got new cars, they got phones, they get stipends for SNAP, they get everything. When do we start taking care of other people and not our own people? That's bullshit. You gotta take care of the people at home. You have to. But we have to be strong. We have to outnumber the Democrats. We have to outnumber our own party. We have to outnumber the Republicans. You gotta get excited, you gotta get pissed off. I'm just telling you, I'm sorry for cussing this.
See where his dad got it. Got one back here, but
Hey, and before he makes a statement, you guys, if you don't have my cell phone number, please see Brian, he'll give you a card, it's my cell phone number. If there's something that we don't cover here, because I'm really trying to rush through a lot of things, call me. I take everybody's call. I never turn anybody away, and you can ask everybody that knows me or doesn't even know me. I get calls all the time. I like talking to people. Because everybody has a different issue. Everybody is suffering in a certain way. Doesn't matter who you are. So.
Yeah, this is a question for my wife actually would make. But she's a school teacher and since the pandemic, she's been teaching for a cyber school. And she wanted to know your stance on the cyber school since Shapiro's been trying to cut the budget for the cyber schools, and she doesn't know where that helps them go here in the future.
So the is it cyber charter?
Yes.
Okay. The cyber charter, and this is where I have a problem. Cyber charter students cost less than the public school students. Public school students cost $23,600 a student. That's what it costs. Take your budget, divided by your number of students, that's the average. But the cyber charter is like 14,000. They both have their pros and cons. I mean, you have to have school choice. I'm not against school choice by any means. Some kids, some students fit better into that than others do. Socially, some kids fit better into that. Academically, they might fit. It depends on the child, really. So I don't have, I'm not putting funding into anything. As a matter of fact, I want to reinforce our education. I want to get the money is the waste. There's too much waste. I'm telling you, if you would see the numbers that I see, you'd be like, how in the hell are we not bankrupt? You know how we're not? Keep raising the budget. Sooner or later, we will be. So if you would like to grab Brian, give him a card so you can reach out to me on that. Or actually have your wife, because my wife's a teacher too. So we know the struggles that she has to buy a lot of her own stuff for her class. It's just yours probably too, right? The teacher pay teacher thing. Well, I wish I'd have thought of that. Somebody's making some money there. But anybody else?
Gonna talk about those fake mailers that are coming out around everybody.
Oh, yeah. I just have a question. You have a date you're going to debate her? When are you going to debate her?
I didn't hear you. What?
When are you going to debate her?
Okay, so this is an interesting subject. So I met with the Washington Jefferson Young Republicans in December. She met with them in January. I told them, ask her for a debate. I wanted it held at WJ because it's historic, right? Washington Jefferson College. What better place to have a debate? So 4 months ago, that's when that was. Nothing, didn't hear anything. So then finally, 5 weeks ago, I sent a formal request, a challenge. I want to debate you. Here's some dates. You pick the date, is what I even said. And she waited. I gave the parameters, the terms, it was fair for everybody. She picks a person, I pick a person. None of those dates worked for me. So I'm like, okay. So she waited and waited and waited. Well, by that time, it's too late. So then she finally comes out and says, yeah, we'll debate the 12th, 13th, or 14th of May. Wait a minute. Mail-in ballots are already out. Early voting's done. The college is out of school. There's nobody there to facilitate the debate. So it was a strategic plan on her to deceive all of us. So finally, I got pissed off this morning And I told my IT people, put on another debate. Let's do it. Let's do it. You got May 7th today. And it's gonna be either the Washington County Republican Party, one of their facilities, Route 19 North, or we can go to, Peters Township. We don't care. I'll debate anybody. But again, she's not gonna do it. She just won't. She's afraid. She's a coward. That's it, bottom line. I'm back into the depth.
What is your proposal for seniors on property tax relief?
So property tax relief, that is part of going into some of this casino money, okay? There is anywhere from, we don't even know the real numbers, but the numbers will give us is 10 million to $15 million. So if you have relief from that, that money goes to the seniors. That's what it was meant for. That's a lot of relief right there. This thing they gave out now where you get this,
Debate.
the rebate thing. You know, most people's taxes are $5,000 a year or more, 12,000. You know, that's $700, although we're thankful for it, but how much?
I get 380 because they raised it a little bit. So the minimum income where you get the high amount, which is like $1,000.
Right.
The annual income is just barely over $8,000. Now, if you're a senior citizen living on $8,000, you ain't paying property taxes.
Why do you think my mom was my sister? They run you out of your house, they try to foreclose on your house, it's owned by the county or the government, then they want to sell it to a developer or slumlord. I've been tracking what's going on in Charlotte. I've been investigating this. I still have investigation going on right now. There's a lot of bad things happening.
Let's talk about the school tax, the property tax relief for at least the last 40 years. It comes up at election times every year. Everybody does a lot of good service to it, but nothing ever gets done. And the last proposal that just came up again, that's never gonna pass.
Well, here's my thing on that.
So what are you gonna do besides the casino? How are you gonna get that through? That it really makes a significant difference? Because $380 barely covers what I pay. That doesn't even cover my borough tax.
So I put together a plan. And the plan consists of, some of these schools are gonna have to consolidate. They have low census. They're wasting money. I did a feasibility study on 3 schools in Green County. To consolidate those 3 schools, it saves almost $12 million. That was the one school's whole budget. You know how many millage points you lose? That cuts your taxes in half for that whole district for all 3 of them. It's doable. We just have to be fiscally responsible. Some of these schools need merged and some of these schools need those. There's always, like I said, there's 13% waste we found when we did our analysis in every school. So take Peters Township, they got $100 million budget, right? $13 million you could save. And go on and on and on. They're all the same. There's so much waste in there. I found $24,000 in office chocolates. I found flowers at $36,000. I found shit you can't even believe what I found when I started going through the spreadsheets. So it's doable. We have to get the right people in there to audit these things and make them fiscally sound. Make them work to the budget, not them tell us the budget. And I'm telling you, you're going to get tax relief big time. That is the biggest tax, your school tax. If I could cut your school tax in half, would you be happy?
Yeah.
I guarantee you I could.
Yeah.
But it's getting people, and I'll fight for you guys. I really will. My taxes go up all the time. I'll fight for you guys to do it. If they won't do it, I'll expose them. And the voters will know who won't join on. That's the way it's going to be. You guys are going to know everything about what I do. Transparency. I'm going to have meetings every month. And you'll have to go on my Facebook thing because there's a long list of a platform that I want to implement for advisory committees on that. I want to have a town hall every quarter with everybody. So you know what's happening. I'm not going to send you some stupid letter, mail letter, they send them out every week or month, whatever it is. You're going to know what's happening because you're going to be able to be there to see it firsthand. So, anybody else?
In Washington County, there's a lot of controversy about data centers. What's your position on the data centers?
So what do we know about that?
They use a lot,
What do we know?
they use a lot of electricity.
We've all been told 20 different things. All right. So here's my point. I'm not against progress. I need progress. We need progress. I'm a builder. We need it. But is it being done right? Nah, it's not. We don't even know anything about it. So what they're saying is, when they shut their plants down, their power plants down every quarter for maintenance, they're gonna pull from the grid, right? Our numbers are gonna go up. So we handle that two ways. We make them sign a document that makes them responsible for the influx in that they have to pay for it, the increase. Or two, when they build the 2 turbine power plants that they're gonna use for these things, make them do 4. Make them do an auxiliary. Make it coal. Make this one gas. Because if you guys remember, President Trump said you need backups to this stuff. And he's right. He's 100% right. So there's things that we can do to make sure that it's efficient. And to make sure that people are taken care of. That's what it's about. Making sure that people are taken care of. Making sure that it's not. Here, I'll give you for instance. The cracker plant in Beaver County. Manhattan gave them a $1.5 billion tax rebate. 1.5 billion. And the reason they did that is because they got suckered in. And I don't blame Shell. I don't blame them at all. I blame the people that are in office. They gave you $1.5 billion. So they promised them that there would be 20,000 jobs created by that. Subsidiary companies, support companies, support businesses, this and that. It never happened. It never happened. You got 600 people working here. That's it. Nothing else ever happened. No shops, no nothing. So again, goes back to you need to put the right people in office. Because if not, we're going to be another Manhattan. So there is a lot of things we can do, but I need more data on this stuff. I'm going to make a trip down to Virginia because I want to see these processing plants down there. There's people get misled. There's 2 different things. There's a data center, and then there's the AI center. Those are 2 separate buildings. They're not the same. So the data centers are the ones where it comes in and they hold all that stuff, but the AI centers where it transforms. It's crazy how that all works. And I just think that it's doable, but it has to be right. It has to be right. It has to be right for everybody. In Greene County, they want to put one in down there. And those people, there's 27 homes there, been there forever. It's right beside them. And like I said, I'm not against progress. What do you think they would say? You know what? We're going to spend $8 billion on this data center or AI center. Hey, we're going to give you $500,000 for your homes to set you up somewhere. Because what's the median income home now? $431,000. That's what it is. So if they give them what the house is worth, $125,000, they're never going to be able to afford a home. So they have to be compensated. They should have bought those people out. Maybe they will. I don't know. I have to check into that. So the other thing is, who in here knows how loud a vacuum cleaner is? They're not, right? It's 75 dB. I don't run one, but 75 decibels, that's a vacuum cleaner. So that's what you're going to hear 2,000 feet away or 25, it's almost a half a mile. That's what you hear all day, all night. So they need to figure out how they can buffer that sound. But all this stuff has to be in place by our commissioners, by our senators. You know, I mean, they really have to be careful. Really not to, so.
When we find all these people, I found them,
Do what?
when we find all this fraud.
Yeah.
And you say we're gonna hold these people accountable, and it never happens.
I mean,
I mean, it's like.
I'm not playing games. They're all gonna get put in the box.
They're-
I don't care.
There you go.
Considering what you've gone through with Washington County,
I'm sorry, who are you?
stuff that you've been through with Washington County and how your Harrisburg. How are you going to be able to deal with this and actually get anything done and not have any roadblocks? Because I know like with our group that we had, Ashley and everyone become officers for WCRP. And none of the things that we tried to get done never got done. And how are you going to be able to combat
I would say persistence versus resistance. That's number one. Number two, lead, follow, or get out of the way, because I'm done. And I'm not gonna be stopped by a bunch of bullshit bureaucracy. You will know what's happening. And you'll know who is holding it up, whether it's in the House or in the Senate. I'm not very fond of a lot of the people that are in there right now. They let us down. They really did let us down. I mean, not just here, they're talking about out east, you know, look at Rothman, he's the one that authorized the hits on me. My own party, there was a moratorium put on, I think in 2005, and that moratorium that said you could not use Republican funds against another Republican. I don't know what happened there, so. Yeah,
maybe there's a Democrat?
well, there's a lot of strange things going on. I just, I keep going back in my mind of how Bill DeWeese can be a lobbyist that lives with her, that passes legislation that he can influence. That just is bizarre, totally bizarre. And then they wonder why our prices are so high. Just get slow.
My name's Jody Long from Deep Zoo.
Yeah.
From what you're aware of, are there other people like in your position throughout the state that are like-minded? Because it's gonna take, you know, just
Yeah,
more than one.
I'll be on the radio on Monday morning.
Yeah.
I'll be on the radio Monday morning with one of them. I've been fortunate enough and know some people. I'm gonna be on the John Frederick show. You guys know who he is? He was in Trump campaign between 16 and 20. He reached out to me today, offers a live interview on Monday, and he's gonna have Mastrano join in with me. And also I have something coming up where I'm going to try to make this happen through John with Dawn Keeper. That girl should be your governor. She is super smart. Brian and I, we went and met with her. We drove clean to Canyon. We were lost. And she is a superstar. If in the next cycle, I will be behind her 100%. But we are all in the same direct path.
I know you said like the construction worker and stuff, when you do this debate, she's gonna try to pull you on the square. So just give her the facts.
Yeah. No ways. They say I'm not allowed to make fun of her if I do the debate, because they just say that I don't like women and I love women. Well.
What's your stance on gun control?
Yeah, who wants to control my guns? I just saw it the other day. It's called a bulldog. It's my zombie gun. There is, we're not gonna be any gun control. If you guys know, I was just endorsed by the FSAC. That was a heavy duty test. That test, Rita was with me, it was about an hour and a half long, and then we had an interview going on while we were there, with the gentleman. It's all constitutional law. I'm not bending on it one bit. We have the right to bear arms. And that's the way it's gonna be as long as I'm in there. They're not gonna take my 30 round mags, my 100 round mags away. They're not gonna make me, to where it's, oh, you can only buy one gun in a month. Do you know how many gun shows you go to a month? Sure. They're not gonna do that kind of stuff. They're not gonna restrict us, hinder us from our constitutional rights. I would defend that with my life. That's for sure.
All right.
I've always said if they're coming for my gun, they're gonna get the bullet first.
True.
Yep.
True. Anybody else? Nothing about transgenders or anything like that?
Perfect.
Oh, okay, that's it. So thanks for If she says something transgender, I'm gonna flip out.
Well, it's coming up, again, we're having some issues coming up.
Oh,
We're having some issues with transgender in our school.
Which school district is that? Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's coming to the surface again. We went last year, I think, and
Yeah, well, let's put it this way. What happened to the elimination of the vote agenda by the president? Why isn't that happening here? You know why it's not happening here? I'm gonna tell you why. My opponent voted to confirm Rachel Rick Levine. She doesn't even know what her name is in a role. My opponent. I mean, how could you do that when you're supposed to be for women? You're exploiting this narrative of wokeness. I won't stand for that. I'm gonna tell you that right now. And we didn't stand for it at Permanent Missouri School District either. I'm gonna tell you, we won't stand for it. Wokeness has got to be gone. And there's just one more thing I want to touch base on. How's your tax on tips going here? It's not. It's held up in the Senate. The House passed it through per Trump's order. The House passed it. The Senate, my opponent, they held it up. They won't pass it because they're trying to figure out how they can get more money out of it. If you work across the street, I say across the street, West Virginia, they want to be able to tax you coming back into here for your tips. Always looking for a new way to create revenue streams. And you're talking about people making $7 an hour or $3 an hour because they're working with tips too. Come on. That's a shame. How many what? I don't even know how many, it's only, I think, 25% through right now. So. Oh, you can, you have Kim Ward, Joe Pittman, Cameron, and there's one other one, I don't know. They're your highest people in the Senate. And those are the reasons, they are the reasons why none of this stuff's getting done. Nothing's getting pushed forward. Everything takes so long. When I was in the school board, there was a roof that needed replaced. They waited 8 years to replace this roof. It cost $57,000 8 years ago. It was EPDM rubber roof. I don't know if you guys know, but the roof was leaking. They paid Panhandle Restoration $27,000 to do mold remediation while there were kids in there using this facility. They paid janitors $30,000 to clean up all the water every freaking time it rained. I'm like, this is crazy. I said, we're fixing the roof. I'll find the money. Well, we found the money. They were like, oh my God, it's $210,000. Yeah, because you waited so long. Well, they said, well, we'll never get it done. We'll never get it done. I got my architect. I did all the AIA documents. I got the specifications done. I had everything ready to go, the, RFPs, sent it out. 3 months, we were done, ready to go. And they're like, we didn't know you could do that. This is what I'm saying. They were gonna took them another year. We have to make sure school boards are so important. They're so important. So important. It's your biggest tax. So we have to really watch who everybody needs that. Everybody should be in front of the crowd like me, taking questions. I don't care if you've been in office for 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. They should have to answer to the public, to the constituents. So. Yes, sir.
Oh, shit. They're sleeping on the job in here. I thought you were done. I was back here already. You didn't say nothing.
Hi, I'm Larry. I just wanted to ask a couple questions to your opponent.
Go ahead.
Definitely. What do you think about the clean slate law, for one, that she thinks is a good idea?
Yeah. Go. Is your second one?
The death penalty.
Uh-huh.
The clean slate law, resentencing, and your probation and pardons. Because I know she's really trying to get a pardon for her home.
This is the easiest question of the night. Okay? We all know why 944 was put out there, and the other ones that add to it was 636 and 668 or whatever it is. She wants to be able to expunge her husband's record. I mean, that's just blatant in your face, because he'll get $7 million in pension funds back. No way that's happened with me. Here, I'm gonna give you just for instance why. So you have somebody that commits a crime, a serious crime, they're a felon, and they get out, they expunge their record in 10 years. Do you know what the reoccurrence is of crime in 10 years? 64%. 15 years, 53%. 20 years, it starts going down and down. So she's willing to flip a coin, a 50-50 shot that they will not harm somebody again. No way. It's not happening. The other thing is, you're going to expunge and pardon these records. What about the victims? Don't they have any rights? No, not happening. I'm here to protect you guys. That's my job, not to protect, her and her husband and all the cronies. No way. That's been them for. I'm Catholic. I got to be honest with you. I'm for it. If you do some of these heinous crimes, especially with these illegals, what's going on? Oh, it makes me sick. It makes my stomach turn. And then the liberals turn, they try to turn it into, they do the spin. But I'm not for that stuff. I want these people gone. And they need to support our president. And to say he's a liar, that they're good people, no, they're not. Or they wouldn't have broke into our country. They're all illegally. They broke the law already. It's just so stupid. But I am not for that act at all. The 944 is horrible. No. Everybody knows about the TV commercials and the mailers. I mean, it's just blatant. It's in your face. It's out there. You have Whitford, PA, they're sponsoring that stuff. We have a lawsuit against them. That's the casinos. I'm suing the casinos. Don't care. I have to protect myself and I have to protect you, because if they get me out, you're not protected. That means the big one. The casinos have more power than we do as a vote. That's not going to fly with me. So whatever I got to do, they can say, oh, just sue this person and that person. I don't care. I'm not suing just for myself. I'm suing for you and your constitutional rights. So, the mailers, that's another one too. It seems like I raise taxes on everything. I don't even know how I could have done it. If you have common sense and you see this stuff, you're like, okay, I know that's bullshit. That's no good. Then, I mean, you can't even make this stuff up in the puppet and all that, or, you know. Just something up with it. But my plan was to run the cleanest campaign I could. And it's just like, she made it impossible to spend $2.6 million to try to beat me. And she's not gonna beat me, beat us. She's not. Sorry. Not. But to spend that kind of money, you have to think why. Why is that for $100,000 job? Somebody's interested in their way tight. So, and it's not even like they're conservative groups like Citizens Alliance. That's a conservative group. That's a tough one. And even like the gentleman with the gun questions, the FOIC, man, that is a legitimate test. I mean, like I said, Rita was there. You don't get those. You got to work for them. And all these endorsements she's getting, they're just giving them to her. There's no working for them. I want to work for things. I like it, you know. So, anything else?
You're gonna have to remove that. Run back, Jerry.
Come on, I mean, sit back there. He's fine.
I know we're talking about endorsements right now, but I'm proud to say that I'm the chairperson of the MAGA Conservatives in Pennsylvania group. We are a super PAC, a little group whose goal was to help the grassroots get elected. And just like people who run for school board, township supervisors, local people, that's where the power is. And we want to give the power back to the grassroots, back to America First candidates. And Al Bunton has proved that in many different ways. Hearing him speak, meeting with him personally. It wasn't a 2-hour interview, but we know that Al's made up, and we're proud to have him represent us as state senator. Thank you.
Does anybody else have any questions? Any other questions? Could you see camera doing this before you get started? Should you see her doing this?
See that? I'm Susie, and we're from Kingston. Lachlan and I work the election. And I want to know, when you are our senator, what can you do to get voter ID passed?
Well, the first thing I want to do is repeal this Act 77. I'm going to fight to do that. That's got to go, because the Save America Act's never going to be able to work, because that's going to stand in its way in this state. A lot of other states, they have some weird, strange rules too. They're mostly Democratic states and blue state. But somebody said earlier, we need to really change the state to red. I mean, red.
Gotta get rid of Shapiro.
You gotta get rid of the governor, you gotta get rid of a lot of people.
I mean, there are some new bands that have come in, but it isn't a big problem. But you take like Peter Township and all these other big places who have many precincts. They need voter ID.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Voter rolls gotta
you
be.
need ID to buy what? Cigarettes, tobacco, beer,
NyQuil.
NyQuil. Do you need?
NyQuil.
Send it back. Also, you take your later.
Yeah.
Hey, Walmart.
Oh, yeah.
To shovel snow in New York. To shovel snow in New York.
Listen, we need to.
Yeah.
We need to get the voter IDs. We need to get a driver's license out there.
Shovel snow in New York.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's only when it suits that. Yeah, so that's how it all works. But,
I really appreciate everybody coming. If you have any more questions, just come up and see me. I really, really appreciate you guys. I'm so humbled to be chosen for this experience, and for the overwhelming support. I just can't, God has blessed me, man. I really, he blessed me with my wife. And she put me on this path, to be honest with you. But if there's anything I can do for anybody, just reach out to me and we'll talk. I'll come meet you. I'm always available, that's for sure. So God bless you. I appreciate you, and God bless the United States, right? Oh, I have to thank Rita too. Rita helps me with everything. God bless her.
Yeah, everyone, you're gonna have it. That was our budget. And all this question on it, don't pronounce the information. And I'm really, but I hope you guys got in there and saw everything because I had some technical issues right at the beginning. But I'm still having some kind of issues with the cat in there. So if you guys got any questions, don't hesitate to put them in your comments. I'll be looking at them. And hopefully we get more done. But make sure you share this stream out as soon as we get done here. And make sure everyone sees so we can get people on here. We finally got going. There's Butchie right there. And so much going on, guys. So I'm hoping you guys found this because we had a lot of technical issues at the beginning. So make sure you go vote for Butchie, question, and watch my show. More to come before the election comes up. We're going to have it all, guys. Thank you. Have a nice night, guys.